Thank you. Are we able to do a body scan for the body?
Yes.
Can you let us know what's happening to his body at the moment?
You're starting from the center and radiating light outwards and clearing everything that's not needed.
Thank you so much for that. How has his body been going since his last session?
Good. He has not stopped drinking coffee.
Right. Well, I think you were just wanting him to sort of cut back a bit, but drink more water. Is that correct?
Yes, he's drank more water.
Okay, fantastic. So how has he been noticing the changes since his last session?
He's feeling lighter. He actually noticed his skin looks younger.
Ooh, fancy. Well, that's fantastic. And how has he been processing the information from the sessions?
He's forgotten most of it now, but he agrees with most of it.
What parts of it doesn't he agree with?
It's not that he doesn't agree, he's unsure of the truth. He feels like, how can someone, especially with his father-in-law, how could he pass on and then come back with the body in the new earth?
Are you able to help explain that to him so he can understand that?
We have explained it to him. He asked, and we explained it to him, but he always doubts what he hears. We told him it can be a representation, an energetic representation of a body for the healing of his mother.
Oh, nice. So the stepfather has passed on, has ended, hasn't transcended to the new earth, but is there to support the mother?
Yes.
Well, that's nice.
It's
Was it still confusing for him?
yes.
Okay. So why would the stepfather present himself to his wife in that manner?
He's confused about the how, but it doesn't really matter. The why is to help her deal with her own blocks, shall we say.
Okay. And so how can a spirit, an essence, come to New Earth and take a physical form?
You could create your own body, or it could be like a projection of, like, everybody will just see you as a certain way, but you'll just be your consciousness there. You won't actually inhabit a body.
Is that the case for everyone?
For the loved ones who have passed on, people who need them, like, Stephen doesn't want to talk about Jesus, but like, if Jesus was there, it wouldn't be Jesus's body. It would just be there, like a consciousness, a representation for people to help them
Okay.
help them understand.
Awesome. So, because Stephen is curious about how people are changing their bodies on the new earth, and he was wanting to know more about that. What can you tell him?
You can change them. a free will, as quickly as you can imagine. It seems weird, but you just have to set the intention of it. Then you can.
So is it for people's comfortability and what they're used to presenting themselves as? Will people choose the best
Stephen is resisting a lot.
this information?
Yes.
Okay.
He thinks he's crazy again.
All right. Okay. Well, he's not. So this is a conversation between the subconscious and myself, and we can even call it this higher self as well, and trust that the conscious mind of Stephen, while they can listen, they don't have to have input into these sessions as we connect with the higher beings. Is that
Yes.
Thanks.
He's not trying to stop it, but his emotional state is stopping it.
Okay, so he can enjoy the way it feels to have nothing to worry about, and he can relax and enjoy the way it feels to have relaxation moving through the body where there is no tensions anywhere in the body, and he has no worries, and he can enjoy the way it feels just to relax and have no problems and no worries. So, because he was curious about how we get the bodies, and so when we shift, do you want to tell us the evolution of our bodies?
They're already made. They're already on the ships.
Oh, well, that's really interesting. Did they get my skinny size I pre-ordered?
You are all very skinny.
Okay, awesome.
It is like your ideal body has been pulled from your consciousness ahead of time.
Fantastic. Okay.
And you will be placed into the body on the ship.
Okay. So it's like our soul essences will be taken from this body and then put into the new body?
Yes, it's very easy for us.
Fantastic. Okay.
And you'll agree to it when the time comes.
Okay, that sounds great to me. We were wondering, Stephen has quite a few more questions. He wants to know more details about the ships that will be moving us to the new Earth. What he wants to know so much about the materials they're made from, how they're controlled. Tell us everything you can.
It is not our ship.
Whose ship is it?
It belongs to the Pleiadians.
Okay. And can you remind me, subconscious, who you are? If you're not a Palladian, who are you?
As we said before, there really is no name for it.
That's right. Sorry. Okay. And I fully respect that. So you're on a Palladian ship. Do you know sort of the material that it's made out of and how they are controlled?
It is flown by a conscious intent. The material is what you would think of as almost a fluid metal. It can change shape, but it is also very secure.
And did the Palladians themselves build it?
Yes. I see a group of them.
Okay.
It was like a group intention.
Nice. For this, was it to be able to do the specific role to help evacuate the planet?
Yes, and similar situations.
Okay.
It's been used before.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. And can you tell us what they were used for prior?
There have been other planets that have needed to be evacuated. Natural disasters have come. Threatened those planets, like what you would think of as an asteroid, but much bigger.
Mm.
Those people needed to be evacuated.
Yeah. Okay. Goodness.
It includes plant life and animals too. So you need a lot of room.
Yeah. Goodness. That sounds very epic. Thank you. Stephen was wondering if they're handed out for free, these ships, or do you need to buy them in a shipyard?
No, you don't. You don't trade anything for them. They're created as needed.
So, in terms of what we believe is financial systems and trading for money or items, was there that sort of thing off Earth?
Yes, you can trade gifts if you want.
But you don't buy things as such.
Not really. We all have the same ability to create.
Stephen was wanting to know if he can manifest an apple on the new Earth and how would that process work?
Stephen was below in a more relaxed state, and now he has moved back up into restricting the information again. Could we relax him one more time?
Sure, yeah. And I understand he's trying to help these sessions with the correct information. He doesn't need to do anything. He can just
He
relax.
feels very responsible for what comes out of this body.
Sure. Yeah. And does he need to feel responsible for what you have to say subconscious?
No,
Are you,
it blocks our communication.
yeah.
So in a way, he is limiting himself.
His intent is to try and be helpful, but is he relaxing and does not take any care to be responsible for the information because it is not his, and he does not want to block this information because he knows this information is very important to him to hear and feel the full truth about his question.
Mhm.
Can we ask that you put him into a very to help his body, maybe if he enjoyed the way it felt to have profound relaxation, very, very, very deep, deep, deep relaxation, would that help him relax his mind?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, subconscious, for helping us out there. So how to manifest an apple on the new earth? How would that process work?
Things are not as quick as you might think, or as easy as you might think when it comes to manifesting. You'll need to, it'll be like picking up a handful of dirt from the ground and setting your intention and your focus on that dirt in your hand. And out of that, an apple will create itself. You would think of the taste, you would have to set everything. So you would, for every what is it that you call it? For every sense that you wanted to experience, you would have to set. So if you wanted to taste the apple, you would have to set the taste. And if you wanted to smell it, you would have to set the smell. And this would have to come from you.
So you'd have to be in quite control of your mind and set the intentions exactly. And
Yes, because, or else, things would just blow up everywhere.
yes, just with a quick thought, you could quite easily get into some trouble accidentally. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So thank you for that. He was wondering on the new earth, if he was to eat food, how would his body process the waste?
You can eat the food, and it is fully absorbed inside your body. There isn't really a stomach, but there is the best way to describe it is like almost like a machine that would just break everything down back into its root or source energy that it is, and it would recharge your physical body. Not this physical body, but the new physical body that you will have.
Oh, interesting. And so I think
there would be no waste.
Yeah. So no number ones, number twos on the new earth.
It's like you can if you wanted to, but it's not needed.
If you really manifested hard, you could get all the senses of that.
Yes, you could. Some people will actually still want to go to sleep and worry about those things, but they will let go of them over time.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so. Okay. And so do our bodies still need to be hydrated with water?
They don't need to, but it's the same process. It's all of the water or an apple would be the same energy for the body. You could really just sit in the sun and have the same energy.
Right. Is it because we'll still have the mindset that we still need to eat and drink when we arrive onto the new earth?
Some people will worry that they haven't eaten in a while, but you will not have to eat.
So people still worry about stuff on the new earth.
Could you repeat that?
People will still worry about things on the new earth?
It's not so much worry, it's routines. They're 30 years of waking up and having breakfast, then having lunch, then having dinner. It's just who they identify as. Yeah. It's not really needed. You will need to keep your crystalline bodies charged, but not in the manner that you experience now.
And what charges the crystalline?
Simply just source energy. Just the energy that's around you, that you all share.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. And so also then Stephen was wondering, what will be the motivator for growth when we're on the new earth?
You'll have to figure that out yourself. And that'll be different for each person. Depends on what they want to experience.
So it's all up to the individual for the experience and the lessons.
Yes. Stephen
Um,
is worried that he will get stuck there just helping people, but he won't. He doesn't want to be one of those people who is really like a leader or a preacher, is what you would call it. He doesn't want to be that. He would love to help the people around him, but he doesn't want to be stuck there. He wants to go and do his own thing.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any chance that he has written in his life contract to be a guru in the new earth?
No. No. He does not have that energy.
Okay.
That desire.
Okay, so is he going to get stuck as he fears?
Stuck in his own fears?
Was he going to get, is his worry that he's going to get stuck trying to help others and be a guru of the earth? Is that just a
No.
fear?
That is that's a worry, but he is actively aware of it. And he will know the right time when it's time to let people go on their own. He knows he can only guide people so much. It'll be the same on the new earth. You can only guide people so much, and then they have to go on their own. They have to, like what you say, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, so true. And so he's going to use his energy wisely and know when he can help and when he can't, right?
I'm sorry, you cut out?
He's going to know the people who can help and the people who are not needing his help. He will know more intuitively.
He'll know before he even talks to them.
Oh,
He knows.
fantastic.
He's very good at sensing what people are receptive to.
Nice.
He knows how to talk to people.
Oh, good. He's wondering how how his higher self and him both have free will. Who is making the decisions and where you both go and what you experience?
We are separate, but it's like we're also connected. You could think of like three lights with an extension cord, but they all meet at the same outlet on the wall. Well, we are three individual, well, three is an example. We all are connected at the same point, and we all make the same decision together. That sounds very, one of those hokey pokey answers that Steve does not like, but that is the best way we can explain it.
It sounds like you all have your own free will, which doesn't impact each other, and you all come together at some point.
We're together now, but we can still be separate even though we are together. It's just beyond your understanding until you are there.
Well, I have separate legs, but they're all together on my body. So I think we can kind of.
I'm sorry, you cut out again.
We have separate legs. Most of us have a left leg and a right leg, but
Mm-hmm.
no, it's part of us as a whole. So I think basically we did get the understanding.
But your leg does not go off and do its own thing.
When I'm dancing, it does. So,
And that is a good example when you let go and you're thinking here, but your body is doing its own thing there, and you're just being free. When you let go of that control is when you become aware of all the other points, and you're all on the same, you're all doing the same thing, but you're not. It's
thank you. We get it. We do get it, and we trust it. And I know Stephen wants to know all the little hows, and right now it's not possible for us to really understand all the hows. But I do appreciate how much you're helping us understand it.
yes, I am trying my best, but Stephen does come up a little bit.
That's fine. That's normal. He also wants to know if everything is here and now, how can it take 2 years in human time to travel to the new Earth?
Again, it is beyond your understanding. And as we try to form an example, a way for you to kind of compare it to, Steve is again coming back up and bringing tension into the chest and shoulders. One moment. There's just really no good example of how to connect the two. It is just completely different. Humanity experiences time in a different way than we do, because it's almost like we actually have time and humanity, does not have time. And that is why you're stuck in your forward flow. From your experience, you feel like you're flowing forward. So, it is difficult to explain.
Okay. And because his other question is, is if time doesn't exist, how can you really do anything at all if my higher self was talking to me the other day and is talking to me now? Is that not an indicator of events happening at different times?
Steve has fully blocked this answer. He is like very tense.
Oh, okay. So Steve,
He does not want to. He needs to let go. He keeps trying to control the answers.
So the conscious mind of Steve can relax the body profoundly, releasing any tension anywhere in the body. And you can observe and listen to the sessions, but you are not needed to help with the sessions. As you observe from a distance while we connect and honor the information that the subconscious is providing for us today.
He knows that you'll want to put this on YouTube, and that is worrying him, but it's fine. Doesn't matter what we say.
Yeah, it's not his information, it's yours, subconscious.
He has accepted that it doesn't matter what we say.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So then we're very curious for the information. Because I know a lot of
It's like your time on Earth is already set. It's already made. And your consciousness flows through it. So, and you perceive this as time. But it's like you do not have time because everything's already been decided. If that makes sense. It's like everything's already been created, like a movie. You have many, many pictures that you just keep flowing through to make this movie you call life and experience. But there's really no time here because you're stuck in that flow. Once you cross over, that's basically where you have time, and that is where time flows when you are, there's no word for it, but kind of like when you are conscious. That is when you experience your own time. When you're conscious is not the word. When you are aware, when you're in awareness. It's kind of like when you on Earth go into that awareness, that same, or that unawareness, when you zone out and then time disappears for you. It is the same for us. It's like when we become aware or when we're focused on something, that is when we experience our own time.
Okay, thank you. Subconscious.
It is difficult to explain.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think that has butchered it even worse.
No, I think it's a really interesting topic. We understand that, it's a concept that's kind of is mind bending for us.
He really wants to understand. That's why.
Yeah. So a question for the subconscious. The last time we taught, I can't remember how many days or weeks it's been since it for us. But how has it felt or been for you? Has a sense of a long time occurred or a short time, or is it?
It was about an hour for us.
Oh, nice.
What you would perceive as an hour.
Oh, nice. So this makes sense when you're like, we just told you this, and we're like, oh yeah, right. You must feel like you're constantly repeating yourselves then.
Yes, and that is fine. We understand what you're going through here on Earth and in the lower densities.
Mm.
And same thing when you get here, you will understand people or beings that are in the lower densities, and you will be as supportive.
We will be in the call center connecting with people in these sessions, repeating ourselves too.
Some of you may have to, actually, who have called in your future selves. You will need to go and do that still. Seems odd, but it's how it is.
It's so interesting. It's so cool. Thank you. In terms of the new Earth, how is a baby born, and does a female need to grow and carry it for 9 months?
This answer is better covered in a previous session of yours. Stephen's consciousness will just get in the way of the answer.
Okay, so you can just confirm the other sessions that I've provided are true.
To the best of your ability, yes.
Yeah.
There is always a layer and a filter
Mm.
coming through the practitioner and the client.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we just did this with him. In terms of the length of time on Earth, on the new Earth, is it going to feel like the same here, or are we going to have more of your perception of time?
It will still feel like your regular time. It's because of the bodies that you will be in and the density that you'll be in. Your days will be longer. I don't see your sun going down for some reason on the new Earth.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to have like a day and a night time.
I am not involved with that process, but it does look like it'll just be daytime.
Yeah. The subconscious, personally for you, would you like to go and have a life on New Earth?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Would you like to go and have a life on this current Earth?
Pardon me?
Would you like to have a life on this current Earth yourself personally?
Oh, I've done that enough.
Not wanting to do it for another time?
No, there's only so much you can learn here, and it just becomes a drain on the consciousness that there's nothing left to really learn here.
Mm. And so subconscious, will you be going to the new Earth, and what sort of things will you be wanting to do there?
Well, Stephen and I will be more connected, so it's almost like a 50-50. Right now it's like a 90-10, but on the new Earth it'll be a 50-50. So I won't be separate from Stephen, but we'll work more closely together on our own, what we prefer to experience on the new Earth.
Nice. So you'll be experiencing the new Earth with me?
Yes.
Hmm.
Like I said before, we are still connected.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's exciting. And what are you looking forward to experiencing?
Flying, of course.
You can't fly where you're at now?
You are speaking to the subconscious, the one that's still with Stephen right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
That is more connected to the physical body right now.
right. Okay. So because sometimes my clients have subconsciouses that are like on different ships and different locations. So I was more thinking about subconsciouses like those.
I'm basically right here with Stephen right now.
Nice.
Kind of above him and a little bit behind.
Fantastic.
Almost in what you would think is a fourth density.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. And what about the height?
I could experience that, but pardon me?
You could experience.
I could, but it's different when it comes through the physical body. When I do it, there is no wind, there is no gravity, there is no sense of danger. For Stephen to first do it, even to, he can feel it now, even to just lift off the ground, there is an emotion, an excitement of freedom that comes through that'll wash over his entire body that just you cannot experience in the other densities and realities.
Okay. Very cool. And so, what about his higher self? Where is his higher self residing?
Basically, above the earth, outside. high above the earth, basically waiting.
Does it have a shape or a form or?
No, it is like a single point, almost like a, you can almost see a crystalline structure out of it.
Fantastic.
But it is more just consciousness.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And so it is, what will happen to the higher self when the shift occurs?
That point will come with us. There's like almost like Stephen is being shown that it's like a ladder straight up. And as he moves, we all move.
So cool. Intriguing. So interesting. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
He needs to relax again.
Okay. Well, he can relax again and just
It is
release.
not his information.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is this physical body tensing?
In the shoulders and chests, but we are relaxing it.
Oh, thank you. Teamwork. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so can we experience the 20th of December for Stephen? We want to hear how he will experience that day.
I think I'm awake.
Push you awake? No,
That's weird. Oh, let me just readjust here. What the hell? You don't have to go through the process again.
Well, I'm trying. So why did you kick my client awake?
He's not supposed to see it.
Oh. And so why is he not supposed to see it?
He really does want to be surprised. There's also a lot of doubt. This is a great opportunity for him to work through it.
Nice. Okay. He did have some questions about what he saw in the last session. Are you able to answer and talk about the last session information you showed him?
Yes.
Thank you. He saw ley lines being ripped off the earth. Will he physically see that?
It was a representation of earthquakes and the ground splitting, but it is also a representation of the Earth's consciousness leaving.
Oh, I see. And will he experience that happening the same place that he did in the last session?
No, that was really nowhere. That was just again a representation of a small representation of what will be happening around him.
Oh, good to know. Thank you. He wants to experience the shift. He doesn't want to be asleep. Is that going to be the case?
It feels like it will be early morning for him. He will wake up just before. This is the highest probability right now.
Goodness. I think it's very brave of him. I don't know if I necessarily want to experience it myself.
He will wake up and he'll notice that something's changed. He'll run to the window and the sky will just lighten up. The clouds will become lighter. Almost like an instant switch to daytime. And then it will just keep getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And then he will not even be able to see his hand in front of him. And then he will shift.
Okay, no, he was hoping to see some truth come out more. Is that going to happen before?
The 14th. The 14th, you will have your confirmation.
Goodness. Okay, what sort of confirmation has he been wanting?
What kind of confirmation does he want?
Yes, what has he been hoping for?
Anything physical. Any little bit of confirmation. But there will be a broadcast like what you have heard through the emergency system. And Stephen is again resisting it because he has heard it. You don't need to take our word for it. You'll see.
And so he'll get the physical proof then through the broadcast?
Yes, and then he can relax.
Nice.
Enjoy his week. His last week on the earth.
Yeah. And what is your recommendations for him to do that? What would you want him to be doing?
Spend more time with his boys. They need it now. Play the video games and talk to them, especially Carter. He feels very disconnected from his father. Steve can use this time to strengthen those connections.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Really helpful information. So thank you.
He's already picking up on some of the emotions from the new earth, and he's beginning to express them, especially to his wife. So it'll just be easier as the days go on for him to open up and connect with his family.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
He's been emotionally blocked from his childhood, not by us, but by himself, just through his experiences that he's had. So he cuts himself off, but he is opening up. This is a good opportunity to spend time with them.
Nice. Does he have any still any residue of any trauma or blocks that we can help remove today for him?
Yes, but we will not discuss it here because of the nature of them, and he does not want them to be discussed. Okay. But we will help him through it.
Yeah.
He thought he worked through it, but there's still one thing that he needs to work on.
Okay. So we will send love and healing to that for him. Thank you, subconscious, for helping him with that.
He's going through it now, so we're just gonna let him acknowledge it, know that it's fine, that he will get through it. We are there to support him.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know he's really going to appreciate that help.
Mm-hmm. He will feel better after.
Oh,
He'll feel much better after.
thank you. Thank you. I know he'll really appreciate that. And he'll notice a difference after the session, so he will be able to.
Yes, he will feel lighter. That is a common answer, but that's just how you'll feel. You'll feel much lighter. He forgot he had that trauma. He didn't forget it, but he didn't realize it was connected to situations in his past.
Yeah. And so the trauma is heavy feeling on us, and so when it's released, that's why we feel lighter. Is that correct?
Yes. And it's almost like more of you is there now. It's like, oh, I didn't realize I had that part of me, and now it's back. And so you're just lighter and happier to be more of who you are.
I love that. I'm so grateful for that to happen for him. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Subconsciously, here's a question about a gentleman on TikTok with a girl on his
Mm-hmm.
talking about a golden tickets and having his memory wiped out for decades. Who is this person?
He wants it to be Christopher Reeves, but it is a troll. It is just someone playing on TikTok. Just adding to the confusion that is 2020. Just like your stupid monoliths. Stephen, he does not like them. He's like, he thinks it's a distraction. And it is.
What does it say about a person who doesn't see that these are distractions at this point in 2020?
You might as well put your head on a pillow and go to sleep, because people who are entertained by the idea of a monolith popping up and disappearing are the same ones who tune into CNN at 6 o'clock. You know, they're not painting their own lives. They're just the painting. They're sitting there and they're looking at the painter. Someone else is painting their life for them, if that makes sense.
Yes, it's a perfect analogy. I love it. Thank you. And so in the last session, Stephen saw the sky quite differently. Are we allowed to talk about that in the session now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us everything you saw.
Well, he saw a flat earth, but he does not like that. And basically, the dome of this flat earth opening up, and your fake sky, your fake stars, your fake sun were all folded away, and the real stars were shown. The real energy of the universe was able to flow in, is what he was shown. Your earth isn't really flat. It's just a representation for him to visualize.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to see. We haven't blocked him per se, but we have stopped showing him exactly what will happen.
Okay, so when he saw sort of like the dome open up, that was just a representation of what's happening?
Yes.
Okay. And
Just like the ley lines, there will not be actual ley lines ripping out of the earth. It is a representation for the rumblings that will take place.
okay. And so the representation of showing him the dome opening up is just
The veil, what you would consider the veil, the forgetfulness, the truth of what's really going on.
And how does a person feel experiencing the veil lifting emotionally?
Some will be very afraid. Some will understand. It's not like the veil opens and you know everything. It's your connection to everything that is restored. And from there, you can access higher realities, higher information. But the process of it will be traumatizing because it goes against your belief systems. Even to see just a new moon in the sky would just freak people out. Just they just wouldn't understand. They would just instantly think the end times, and like the movies that you two discussed earlier of apocalypse on Earth. People would just instantly recall those types of scenarios in their consciousness. You've gotten off track with your answer.
No, it's still good though to go with be reminded to go with the flow, that there is an epic experience that we're going to.
You two do not need to worry. You will not be afraid.
Okay. Anyone listening to this session, will they be afraid?
A few. There's a couple that will. They will, but it's fine. It's fine. This is part of the process. The ones who will be really in fear and, so shall we say, shut down mentally or emotionally, they will be the ones staying anyways. They've chosen it that way. And they have also got other things to work through.
Yeah. It's all their own personal experience.
In a higher perspective, they want to experience that. It doesn't sound like you would, but they wanted to experience that turmoil, that fear.
Yeah. No, I understand that and respect them for their choices. It's their free will. So, I think it's very brave of them. So,
yes. When you're not here, it seems like a great idea. Let's come down here and experience this and experience that. And, oh, I've never died this way. And then when you get here and you forget, whew, it can be very difficult. But once you're back, you will understand.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Can you give me information? Does this Earth have chakras?
Yes.
Where is the heart chakra located?
At the center, there's also 4 other ones. So there's the typical 7 that you would see through the North and South Pole. And then from the heart chakra, there are 4 more that come out. And they are connected like a ring around the Earth.
Is one of the locations Uluru?
No.
I know. And so tell me, why do people have to say things like the heart chakra is in Uluru?
People are human, and that's the only way they can see things is from a human perspective. It's just easier for them to understand.
Less them and their information that they are spreading to humanity right now.
They are doing the best they can, as you all are.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not judging.
Even to some degree, you do not have all the information, all of the truth. You are doing the best you can.
Well, I respect the information that I get in these sessions is the most truthful information I can get to comprehend.
It's, yes, that you can comprehend and that you're ready for.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I feel like I probably know maybe 1% of the information about everything that's coming forward. And so I don't feel like I'm Mrs. Smarty Pants that knows everything, but I just do not resonate with the heart chakra.
You could think of yourself as the focal point of a wave, like the front of a wave or the front of a car. You're all heading in the same direction, but you're just at the bumper, the front bumper. That's all.
Yeah.
You're just leading the way. You're helping lead the way, but you're all going in the same direction.
Is it a hood ornament or is it the bugs on the?
It is a nice 1950s classic car with a chrome bumper.
Are we the bugs on the grill or are we the ornaments?
No. No bugs.
Okay, well, that's good to know. There was information that we are seeking from you that's very important, subconscious. It's about a piece of paper with a number on it and a picture. What can you tell us about that?
It's written on her phone. We are seeing Uluru. That is funny.
Oh my God. Okay, so the wife wanted clarifications that this information from the sessions is legitimate. And so she wrote Uluru, and then did she have a picture of Uluru or?
You're seeing a Christmas tree that she drew on her phone.
Is it because she really wants to celebrate Christmas on the 25th?
She does.
Hmm.
Stephen is coming through again because he's afraid it's going to be wrong.
Okay. If it is wrong, what does that mean?
Nothing. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to do the tests anymore. We don't need to prove anything. You are so close. You're so close. Just, not that it would be detrimental to be right or wrong, but it's just, don't even worry about it. Just enjoy this few days that you have.
Would it help the wife and Stephen if it was real and that Uluru was the word she'd written down as her tester for this?
She still wouldn't even believe it, even if we got it right. She still wouldn't. She has a lot of doubt.
Okay.
And it would be confirmation for Stephen, but you'll have to see.
Yeah.
You'll
And
have to see what happens.
how will she experience the shift?
She will wake up with Stephen. She will hold his hand, and he'll say, "I told you so." But she'll be very afraid. She'll worry about her kids. She will go to grab her children, but it'll be too late. They'll already be lifted off.
Wow.
It will happen quite quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
They will be there too, don't worry. You're all going together.
Yeah. I know there's nothing to fear. It's just knowing that it will comfort her mind if she could see her children when she shifts, even though she knows well, she won't know that everything's going to be fine, but I just feel that panic for her when she just wants to rush to the kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We can send lots of love and reassurance.
They are just in the other room, and
Yeah.
you will be placed down at the same time. They will be there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are aware of your emotions to your family and to your pets and to even your extended family. We are aware of that all.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
would not rip you apart from your family.
No, that would sound too traumatic for too many. And it doesn't seem like this is a purpose, the whole point of this.
If you wanted to experience that, you could do that here on Earth. There's no need for us to do that for you.
So true. Yeah. And then just I'm really curious, subconscious about quite a few years ago, Stephen he asked for proof of the information he was receiving.
Yes, we guided him. We woke him up and we guided him outside. That was very traumatic for Stephen. But he wanted more proof. We had already given him proof. We had given him dreams, and things would happen. He would have a dream of what would happen the next day, and as soon as he woke up, it would happen. And this still wasn't enough for him, and he was still searching for proof. So we figured something a little more dramatic, but maybe it was a bit too much for him at the time. At that point,
Well,
he
I
is.
think it stopped him from asking for proof because.
Yes, it did. And in a way, he kind of cut himself off from us. He stopped listening and he stopped focusing on his own growth. And the event, even to some degree, he blocked a lot of it out. But it's fine. He came around, as he always does.
Yeah, man. Okay, thank you. And so the 5-year-old was completely fine.
Yes.
Does the 5-year-old see you often or hear from you often?
He used to, not anymore. His own physical veil, I guess you might call it, his own. The earthly blocks are moving in on him. As you spend more time here on Earth, the more you block out the past experience, those connections. So he does not see us anymore.
Okay, yeah. And has any of Stephen's family been what we would call abducted?
His sister has.
Was this?
It's like they were working on her body for some reason. Not in a bad way. Actually, it was very recent. To help her with the shift. She is waking up rather quickly. She's going through a very fast awakening.
Is there? What is the best approach that you would like Stephen to take with you?
Just keep doing what he's doing, sprinkling little tidbits of information, and guiding her. She has many questions, and to him, the questions are very basic, so he rolls his eyes and he just doesn't want to bother with it, but he should help her with those. Because she's basically starting her own awakening right now. And it's going to move very quickly for her, especially once she gets onto the new earth.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people suddenly
It's almost pointless to say that, but yes.
But no, it's a good call, like there's still so much people need to
She has a lot of
um,
trauma too, and a lot of imbalances in her energetic field that she is trying to work through.
are we able to send her love and healing and release anything that no longer serves her?
She needs to accept it.
Okay, and she will if she needs to and wants to.
We will support Stephen we will do this when he offers it. But as it is right now, no.
Okay.
She will not accept it.
Okay.
She's almost blocking. It's like she has her own blocks from other people. And this stems from her own traumas.
Okay, thank you very much. And then there is one question that I have about emerald tablets that are connected to the Atlanteans. Is there information that you can share with me about those?
They are below water. They are still on the planet. They were, I believe it's Egypt. They were there, but now they're underwater.
Do you get a sense of what's going to happen to them?
They will be brought with you. There will be many things that are brought from the earth to the new earth. They are significant pieces of your history that, well, humans will just want to see and experience. It'll help people better understand their history and what has happened on this planet. There's really no reason to destroy them.
And what sort of information do they have on them?
Memories, you can tap into the memories of that time. There's almost like you had your own events, smaller events, and these artifacts are symbols of those events. You can tap into not just one person, but the entire collective of what they went through during these times. Kind of like, what do you call them? The Ten Commandments. You will tap into how the people felt at that time, what they were going through. But I do not believe there are 10 commandments for some reason.
Okay, thank you. And in terms of the emerald tablets, is it the information that's written on them that is the importance, or is it like an energetic thing?
You will not be able to read it. It'll be like you touch them. You'll just tap into the energy.
I see. Is it kind of like Akashic records sort of thing?
It's the Akashic Records is something different, but this would be like a doorway, a permission slip for you to be like if you want a book at the if you want a book, sorry, the information is coming fast. If you want to go to the library and find a book, you would have to look it up and know that it is in aisle 4. The emerald tablets or any other artifact would be like your directory to that information.
And so who's responsible for collecting the tablets off the earth?
Pleiadians. They will be on the same ship as what your crystal bodies are.
Mm-hmm.
There are many things that are being brought. Things you don't even know about.
Right. And so they would take you to the new Earth with us?
Yes.
Okay. So interesting. Thank you.
You will all have access to this information. It's not... it can no longer be kept a secret. This is your right as a human being to know this information. It will be put in a secure location, but it's not really, it doesn't really need to be a secure location, but it is a protected location on the new Earth. And when people are ready, they can go there and find the information.
Thank you. And there was talk or beliefs that the emerald tablets would be destroyed. Is that?
I don't see why.
Okay, that might just
I
be.
don't see why you'd want to destroy them. They are severely damaged, even though they're almost unbreakable. But they do have wear and tear on them. But I don't see them being destroyed.
Okay, thank you. And so are they shifting off the same time as everyone else on around the 20th, 21st?
Yes.
Okay.
We can't really take anything until that veil comes down.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So interesting. So interesting. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there any final messages that you have for Stephen?
No. Well, you can hear our voice. You stop denying it. You hear us all the time when you ask your questions. You can let go of that doubt. That is us. You don't need to put up your protections and stuff like that. You are always connected to us. You're always, it is not an inconvenience. We're always connected. So ask away.
That's so sweet. You guys are so cute. Thank you. Thank you. And in terms of sort of the general location of those emerald tablets, where do you sort of see them?
The west coast of Africa, in the water. That is where we see them.
Okay.
Not too far out. There are many, many artifacts, and all their locations are known.
If we went to see them now, would we be physically able to see them, or is it more different energetic dimension?
You could see them. They are quite literally green, dark. There's a deep greenness to them that it's... They are not infinitely thick, but it's like if you were to look into them, you could see forever. It is quite... It is unexplainable. It's a beauty to see them. They are a beautiful piece of work.
Fantastic.
And there is information on these, but I cannot understand the writing.
Amazing. So cool.